So good day everyone. We are from the Group 6 and I am Laramie Agbay, the first reporter. So for today's discussion, we will learn about students with or who find it difficult to remember lessons, concepts, and even instructions, as well as those who find it challenged to sustain their focus. So, the title of our discussion today is The Learner with Difficulty in Remembering or Focusing. So, let's start by defining the following terms which are used for this lesson. So, according to International Classification of Functioning, Disability, and Health of the World Health Organization, there are two major factors which are important to remember for this lesson. So, these are the memory function and the attention function. So, the memory function, this includes the short-term memory, long-term memory, and retrieval of information over time. So in attention function, these include sustaining, shifting, dividing, and sharing attention for a required period of time. So first, let's talk about the short-term memory. So mental resources that allow for storing information temporarily for only approximately 30 seconds, after which is lost if strategies are not used to integrate them into long-term memory. So from the word short, this means that this type of memory allows us to hold a small amount of information in our minds for a brief period. So next, we have here the long-term memory. So mental resources that allow for storing information for a long period of time. So this refers to the part of our memory system where information is stored for an extended period, potentially for a lifetime. So it is responsible for retaining a vast amount of information from facts and events to skills and experiences. So unlike from short-term memory, which holds information temporarily for about 20 to 30 seconds, long-term memory can store information indefinitely. So the last one we have here the retrieval. So mental resources used to recall information stored in a long-term memory. So this involve various cognitive processes and mechanisms that enable us to retrieve stored information and bring it back to our conscious awareness. Like for example, when you smell a particular fragrance, this might remind you of a specific event or a person associated with that scent. So now, I will give you to Binibining Kanoog.
To continue, let's proceed to the attention function. So, attention function refers to difficulties in learning, academic performance that arise due to problems with attention. This can include issues with sustaining focus, being easily distracted, difficulty organizing tasks, and struggling to follow instructions. There are three types of attention function. First is sustained attention. Mental resources used to maintain attention for an extended period, also called vigilance. So it is an ability to maintain focus on a specific task or stimuli over a prolonged period of time. Second is the selective attention. Mental resources that allows for using on specific stimulus that is important while ignoring others. It focuses on a particular stimulus while ignoring other distracting stimuli. Last is the dividing attention. Mental resources that involves focusing on one or more activities or tasks simultaneously. The ability to concentrate on multiple tasks or process simultaneously. So now let's proceed on learning disability. In 1962, Sam Kirk introduced the learning disability, which he defined as a variety of neurological based disorder that affected their learning. In 2012, Gargalio provided common components and the definition of learning disabilities or ALD. In 1919, National Joint Commission on Learning Disabilities, according to them, a general term that refers to a heterogeneous group of disorder manifested by significant difficulties in acquisition and use of listening, speaking, reading, writing, reasoning, or mathematical abilities. These are the disabilities common found in children. Now let's move on to specific learning disabilities. Disorder in one or more of the specific psychological processes involves in understanding or in using language spoken or written that may manifest itself in a perfect ability to listen, think, speak, read, write, and also do mathematical calculations. Now, in this slide, these are the three types of specific learning disabilities. First is the dyslexia, difficulties in reading, spelling, and oral reading fluency. Ang dyslexia is a neurobiological condition na nakakaapekto sa paraan ng pagproseso ng utak. Like for example, difficulties with reading na kung saan ang mga bata is mag-struggle sa pag-speak. Next is the dyscalculia, difficulties in math computation, problem solving, and analyzing or analysis. Dyscalculia is a problem in understanding mathematical symbols or analyzing numerical and problem solving. Lastly is the dysgraphia for difficulties with handwriting and written expression. Dysgraphia is a learning disability that affects a person's ability to write coherently and accurately. It may manifest as difficulties with spelling, handwriting. Now let's move on to attention deficit hyperactivity disorder or ADHD, a neurodevelopment disorder characterized by excessive of attention, carelessness, hyperactivity which evolves into inner restless in childhood, and impulsivity that are pervasive, impairing, and otherwise age and appropriate. Attention deficit hyperactivity disorder or ADHD is a neurodevelopmental disorder that affects people's ability to focus, control impulses, and manage energy levels. It often leads to difficulties in paying attention, staying organized, and controlling behavior.
Attention functions is refers to ability to focus and pay attention to tasks or stimuli in our environment. However, there are certain issues that can affect our attentions, such as inattentions, hyperactivity, and impulsivity. First is inattention, not being able to keep focus. Inattention is refers to the difficulty in maintaining focus or concentrations. It can manifest as being easily distracted, having trouble staying on task, or frequently losing track of thoughts or activity. Ang halimbawa nito ay ang hindi pagkakaroon ng sapat na focus o attention ay kapag mayroong isang tao na hindi makapag-concentrate sa pag-aaral dahil sa kanyang mga iniisip o ibang mga bagay na nadidistract sa kanya. The second is hyperactivity. Excess movement that is not fitting to the setting. So, hyperactivity refers to excessive and inappropriate movements that do not match the situations or environment. Halimbawa nito ay ang sobrang pagiging aktibo o paggalaw na hindi angkop sa sitwasyon ay ang kapag mayroong isang tao na sobrang likot o hindi mapakali sa isang tahimik na lugar tulad ng silid-aralan o simbahan. At pangatlo is impulsivity. Hasty acts that occurs in the moment without thought. Impulsivity is refers to acting has to or without thinking about the consequences. It involves making quick decisions or engaging in impulsive behavior without considering the potential outcomes. Halimbawa nito ay ang paggagawa ng mga hindi pinag-iisipang hakbang o aksyon ay kapag mayroong isang tao na hindi nag-iisip ng mabuti bago gumawa ng isang desisyon o hakbang at kadalasan ay nauuwi ito sa mga hindi magandang resulta o pagkakamali. Identification. First is learning disability. According to Gorgello, LD is difficult to figure out because it has no clear descriptions or label. Children with LD oftentimes display average to above average, but perform below their grades placements in achievements tests in reading, spelling, math, and written expressions. So ayon daw ni Gorgello, learning disabilities are challenging to identify as they lack a clear description or severity level. Children with LD may show average to above average intelligence, but struggle to perform at their grades level in reading, spelling, math, and written expression. In addition, some common signs that a person may have learning disabilities. Learning disabilities encompass a variety of challenges that can impact an individual's ability to learn and perform certain tasks. Here are common signs associated with learning disabilities. First is problems in reading and or writing. Difficulties with reading fluency, comprehensions, spelling, and writing skills. The second is problems with math. Struggles with understanding mathematical concepts, calculations, and problem solving. The third is poor memory. Difficulty retaining and recalling information, leading to challenges in learning and remembering. The fourth is problems paying attention. Issues with focusing, maintaining attentions, and staying engaging in tasks. Fifth is trouble following their directions. Difficulty understanding and executing instructions or multi-step tasks. Number 6, clumsiness, lack of coordination or motor skills leading to physical challenges in movements. The 7 is trouble telling time, difficulty in comprehending reading an analog or digital clock to tell time accurately. Number 8 is problem staying organized. Challenges is managing time, tasks, and material effectively, resulting in disorganizations and difficulty in planning. Attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. Four components needed in identifying students with ADHD. First is medical examinations. It involves a true medical assessment to rule out other possible causes of the symptoms. Second is teacher and parent rating skills. These are standards questionnaires filled out by teachers and parents to provide insight into the child behavior in different settings. The third is clinical interview, a one-on-one discussion with a healthcare provider to gather dated information about child behavior and symptoms. The fourth is honor rating skills. These are specific assessment tools used to evaluate symptoms of ADHD and monitor the child progress.
Learning characteristics. What is learning characteristics? So, learning characteristics is to oftentimes learning characteristics refers to the difficulties and challenges experienced by students with learning disabilities and ADHD, while these are also essential to determine possible accommodations and interventions. It is equally important to present their strengths and abilities alongside their challenges, as this can be used to help create a positive niche for students. So, students with learning disabilities or LD are known to have challenges in language, literacy, and memory, as well as in math writing and focusing attending skills. Language development. Language development is they often display in or usually show delays in learning to talk and speak, have difficulty naming and objects and recovering words from memory, and have a limited vocabulary when compared to typically developing peers. Students with LD or learning disabilities oftentimes struggle with having to organize their thoughts, that they are unable to articulate their views using precise words to express their ideas. On the other hand, students with learning disability or LD are better at oral communication than they are at reading and writing. And such students are better at expressing themselves verbally and can speak fluently at times, but they struggle to put their ideas into words. Reading skills. So, reading skills is the students with these dyslexic students have delays and issues with phonological processing, word reading, decoding, spelling, and fluent oral reading fluency. Fundamental to reading is phonological awareness, or the knowledge that all words can be segmented fed into phones, and that letters in words corresponds to the sounds. Written individuals with dyslexia have poor phonological awareness that subsequently impeded words reading ability, fluency, and accuracy. This basic weakness then block access to higher order language processes to gaining meaning from text. Problems with comprehensions may be attributed to inaccurate. So, problems with understandings can be linked to improper decoding and the lack of oral, but they can also reading fluency, but it employed higher level skills such as vocabulary, reasoning, problem solving, concept development, and general intelligence to help them. To a certain extent, their reading skills may be compared with the younger children who are the beginning of reading level. Oral reading is fluency to be slow and laborious. Others reading tends in word by word fashion, at times substitutes words and lacking improper intonation, expression due to a poor decoding, lentition skills, and word vocabulary. Written language. Written language are students with learning disability or LD have tendencies to reverse letters or words, have poor spelling skills, and display difficulties in the quality, organization, sentence, fluency, and application of writing conventions, including handwriting, spelling, and grammar, as well as motivation to write.
Fourth, math skills. They are known to have insufficient and incomplete procedural knowledge of algorithm, which is reflected in how they misuse or substitute arithmetic signs, forget to regroup, misplace digits, do not follow proper digit alignment when solving, or solve from left to right. So, math skills refers to the ability to understand, interpret, and work with numbers and mathematical concepts. These skills include basic arithmetic operations such as addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division, as well as more advanced topics like algebra, geometry, statistics, and calculus. Effective math skills enable individuals to solve problems, analyze data, and make informed decisions based on quantitative information. D. General education adaptation. There are three principles of universal design of learning. The first, multiple means of engagement. Second, multiple means of representation. The third is multiple means of expression. The first principle, multiple means of engagement, refers to creating a learning environment in which learners are challenged, excited, and motivated about why they are learning. So remember, when you apply this principle, you're looking to find ways to link material to students' lives, interests, and experience by giving them choices. So multiple means of engagement refers to the teaching strategy designed to capture and maintain the interest and motivation of diverse learning by offering various ways to participate and interact with the materials. So this approach recognizes that students have different learning styles, interests, and levels of motivation. So it provides multiple avenues for engagement to cater to these differences. Techniques may include incorporating multimedia resources, collaborative project, hands-on activity, and opportunities for self-directed learning. By using multiple means of engagement, educators can create a more inclusive and dynamic learning environment that encourages active participation, fosters a deeper understanding of the content, and support the individual needs of each student. Second principle is multiple means of presentation. Refers to presenting information in multiple ways. Remember, learners differ in the ways that they perceive and comprehend information that is presented to them. So, multiple means of presentation refers to the practice of conveying information through various formats and media to cater to different learning styles and preferences. So this approach can include using text, images, audio, video, graphs, interactive activities, and hands-on experiences. So by providing information in diverse ways, educators and communicators can enhance understanding, retention, and engagement among their audience. So for example, a math lessons might incorporate written explanation, visual aids like diagram, video tutorials, and interactive simulations to ensure that student can grasp the concept of effectively.
Third principle, multiple means of expression, refers to offering students diverse ways to expressing what they have learned. These diverse methods allow individuals to choose most appropriate and effective way to express themselves. Remember that some learners may be able to express themselves well in written text but not speech and vice versa. So next, provision of different types of accommodation. So first, presentation. Presentation are a powerful way to communicate ideas, pursue audience, and share knowledge effectively. So for example, audio files and audio books, 10 books match with the learner's reading level, and lastly, the minimize the use of organizer. So, second, response are essential for communication, interaction, and adaptation in both personal and professional contexts. They help to convey understanding,
agreement, disagreement, and other reactions, facilitating effective exchange and interactions, is a valuable tool for enhancing experiences, accessibility, improving learning experiences, and increasing productivity by providing an alternative way to consume written information. So third, sittings. So for example, sit close to the teacher can offer several benefits that enhance learning and engagement. So second example, limit room distraction. This by implementing these strategies, you can create a more focused and distractions free learning environment that helps students concentrate and succeed academically. So, third example, allow student allow allow. So, third example, allow student to more comfortable with the environment. So, for example, allow students to choose their sitting when appropriate, giving them a sense of control over their environment so that you can create a more welcoming, inclusive, and comfortable classroom environment that supports student academic and emotional growth.
Good day, everyone. I'm Alisa May Ibanez. Now let's continue discussing about the scheduling. So, scheduling breakdown tasks or work and provided extended time. So, scheduling breaks tasks into smaller, manageable chunks with frequent breaks to help maintain focus and prevent overload. So, additionally, provide extended time for completing assignments or tests if needed. Next is behavior management. Implement strategies like positive reinforcement, clear expectation, and visual schedules to help students stay on task and regulate their behavior. For instance, using a token system where students earn rewards for staying focused during class. So, this accommodation can help support learners with difficulty remembering and focusing by addressing their specific needs and ensuring they have they have access to the resources and environment conducive to their learning style.